Lesotho National Disability Mainstreaming Plan. The adoption and launch of Lesotho National Disability Mainstreaming Plan is a game changer for disability rights advocacy and mainstreaming in Lesotho. It creates hope among the disability rights activists and basis for our further advocacy on monitoring and implementation of the National Disability Mainstreaming Plan. It also provides the government ministries with the strategic means through which they can mainstream disability in their existing programs and services. LNFOD has been involved throughout the process of making the Lesotho National Disability Mainstreaming Plan. By so doing, the government of Lesotho has fully demonstrated its commitment to working with organizations of persons with disabilities in finding the solutions of the challenges facing inclusion of people with disabilities in Lesotho. LNFOD therefore commends the government of Lesotho for undertaking the development of a mainstreaming plan during the period when the world has just adopted sustainable development goals, of which some of them make specific reference to people with disabilities. This plan is launched when the government of Lesotho is on the verge of passing disability rights legislation, which will strengthen the promotion and protection of the rights of people with disabilities. Nevertheless, it is important to note that the effective implementation of this plan requires allocation of funds, high degree of commitment from the policymakers and the focal persons as well as ongoing capacity development trainings for focal points on disability mainstreaming. LNFOD strongly believes that the effective implementation of this plan can change the lives of marginalized people with disabilities who remain invisible in the society due to environmental and attitudinal barriers facing them in their communities in which they live. LNFOD therefore calls upon government of Lesotho and the development partners to support the implementation of this plan through allocation of budget, which will assist the government officials and other stakeholders to realize effective implementation of the plan. A vote of thanks also goes to the Africa Disability Alliance for forming the meaningful partnership with the government of Lesotho, which led to the successful implementation of the Communities of Practice for Disability Advocacy and Mainstreaming project in Lesotho. LNFOD can proudly confirm that the project has achieved its objectives because it has enabled LNFOD to negotiate with the government of Lesotho on the development of the Lesotho National Disability Mainstreaming Plan and the adoption of Washington Group's question on disability for the upcoming census in 2016, to mention just a few. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, it's like now that Desfuti was the last person to present. I don't know whether we should pick a few questions before we close. If, in case you feel like you have something to ask, something that is not clearly addressed, I think we can pick a few questions before we close, ladies and gentlemen.
And that I'm glad also to recognize that within the plan, what is proposed here, it's a multi-sectoral approach in that we are trying to mainstream disability within all the sectors, whether it's roads, whether it's access to health services, meaning physical or financial. I've just gone through this, and I think this is really wonderful, and really I had hoped that all of our colleagues, us who are part of ensuring that government policies are implemented, that we're all here. Education, for instance, it's all addressed with, in this plan, and I'm really happy, and we'll do all to see that this is implemented, because I think this is very important to ensure that the rights of people living with disability are taken on board, and the issues also are considered as we move on with our development agenda as government.
Saying we want to make sure that disability is actually recognized in Lesotho, and people with disabilities are given all they need in their life. I really want to thank you very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.